welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about NYSC. Now, in case you don't know what NYSC is, NYSC actually is like a mandatory program, a mandatory one-year program that every graduate is expected to do in Nigeria. It's more like the opportunity for you to serve the country. Although during the period, they'll be paid a certain amount of money, more like a stipend, and it's called alawi. I'm going to be sharing my NYSC experience. Immediately I graduated, I was actually in a hurry to go to NYSC. I don't know why, but I was just like, I don't want to delay my life. I just want to like hop on this thing and get done with it. So before then, I had a dream, and in that dream, it was like I saw two of my friends, so they were going somewhere else. I was waving at them, but one of my friend was in the room where I was. So I was not like, I think this dream is pointing towards my NYSC, and I just feel that one of my friend will be together. I'll be together with one of my friend during the NYSC program. When the NYSC posting letter came out, and I was posted to Benin City that same day. One of my very good friends, she also received a posting letter and she was posted to Benin City. Some people, what they do actually is like they try to work it so that they'll be posted to places like Abuja, Lagos. But basically, I was not interested in all of that. Although I was born, brought up, and my house is my home, like my family are based in Abuja. But I just wanted to like explore. I wanted to go somewhere else. And then I was like, God, if you're the one posting me to this place, actually, my hands are up, take the wheel. So, guys, I'll tell you the truth. I really wanted to camp. Like, I was so obsessed. I really wanted that experience of you wake up in the morning, you are jogging in the cold, you wear your white shorts, your white t-shirt, and everything. So, I really wanted to experience that. So, I traveled to Benin. When I got to Benin like very late because the road was not good. It was not good at all. So we got to like Uniben, the university in Benin, around like 9 p.m. So they were like telling us that from that place to the camp is 1,000, no, sorry, 1,005. And I was like, how far is that? Like 1,500. And I'm not the only one in the car. Are you kidding? I'm not hiring your car. I just want to get somewhere. But we all filled the amount, and some people were grumbling. They were like, I need to change my NYC posting. I don't like this place, blah 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 blah. But they said a lot of things. So we got to the camp that night. And when I got to the camp that night, I had this issue with my health during the period. So when I got there, they were like, after the COVID test and all, they were like, they can't let me go to any hostel. So they were not going to assign me to a platoon that I should go to the clinic to see the doctor. So when we got there, the doctor assessed me and he told me that I am not fit to camp. He told me I was not fit to camp, and I wanted to cry. Like I was telling him, okay, guy, because he's also a core member, but he's a doctor. So I tried convincing him. I was like, just tell them that I can camp so that I will be able to manage myself and all of that. He was like, sis, I cannot, that it will be dangerous for you to camp because this weather is harsh and all of that. So you might just fall sick. So I went there, I went to stay in the clinic, and I was there for quite some time because my registration was just delaying because I did not have my statement of result original copy there. So I had to like get them to label it to me. So I'll use this for the registration process. So I was in the clinic for quite some time, and in the clinic, I met a lot of people that came. Some of them were accident victims on their way to their camp. And what NYSC does is that once you have an accident on your way, you have to go to the nearest camp, something like that. So I met some of them, and it was just like an experience, but I just felt like I was in a wheelchair because I was not able to move. You have to be in the clinic, you cannot go to join others. White on white, like you are not among them. So I felt really bad, but I had to leave. So I went back to Bayelsa State. I went to stay with my brother, and that was it. Camp time was over. So now this was where the hustle and the bustle started. I actually had a friend there, just like I saw in my dream. So she was in the camp, and She was like telling me the what's up and the ups and the news and everything that was going on. So I spoke to somebody in the clinic, and he said that people that have health issues and are not allowed to camp, that they'll be given the opportunity to like get this kind of nice posting. They'll have to post you somewhere that is not a village, so that you'll be able to like have access to the hospital quickly, just in case during your service year any accident happens or any incident, just whatever happens, so that you'll be able to get like to the you'll be able to get to the hospital quickly. And all I did at that point was that okay, I just kept calling and all of that. So the day I had to come back to Benin City, I discovered that I was posted to a private university. And so the hard thing there was that going there, I didn't know anybody, I didn't stay in camp, nothing like that. So it was quite hard because where am I going to sleep? Where am I going to stay? And all of that. I kept calling this my friend that I knew there, but she wasn't picking her phone because I think she was on her way back to her house, something like that. So I was stranded for some time. And when she later picked, she told me that I could go to the family house. Now, during NYSC, there's something they call NYSC. These are Catholic core member, and there is NCCF, I think. These are like non-Catholic core members. So I think the closest then, I went to NSCC house, and when I got to, I'm Catholic, so I went to NSCC house. It was not comfortable, guys. I will not lie to you. It was not comfortable. The house was choked up, like choked up, because a lot of people didn't have where to stay, but it was just a lot. So I was just asking God to just like help me, let me leave this place ASAP. Monday morning, I reported to the university where I was posted to. When I got to the university where I was posted to, I met a lady, and this lady actually, she was also posted to the university. One thing NYSC does is that they do not put us under. Her husband was actually living close to the university, so they posted her there because usually if your husband is in a particular state, they'll post you there just so you can take care of your family while serving. So she told me she was going to stay there, that the place was actually nice, that she has a house and all of that. She also just told me that, to be honest, that the houses here are expensive because that's like GRA, government reserved area. I was not like, okay, maybe I'll look for who to share with. But at that point, I didn't have anybody in my head. There is nobody. My friend that I came with, oh sorry, my friend that I had in the camp, she already sorted herself out. So I was just the only one that had to figure myself. So we went to meet the VC. We waited for the VC for like 5 hours, and so I met another core member there. She was just sitting by, but she was already working in the university. She was posted there. So I asked her like, how did you get a house? How much did you pay? And how is the environment? She told me that she got a 1 room and that she paid 200,000. I was like, 200,000. I said, okay. But she told me she would not advise me to stay here, that this place is so uncomfortable, that the work environment is just so choked up, that she would not advise that I come to work there. I told her, okay, thank you. So while leaving, I met this lady. 2 ladies walked up to me. They were students actually. So they were asking me about my uniform, because the uniform we wear is called khaki. So they were asking me about my khaki and the NYSC experience. At the point, one of the ladies told me, please do not come to this place to work. This place is not good. This place is going to stress you. And she kept saying, you will suffer. You will suffer. So guys, I was like, okay, fine. I went back and had this interview with the VC. So after the interview with the VC, my gut feeling told me that I was going to be accepted, and that was the problem. I didn't want to be accepted. So I walked up to the registrar. I told him, so I wanted to explain things to you. I cannot afford life around here. I do not have who to live with at this point, and I cannot rent a house. This place is quite expensive for me. And he asked me, okay, so what do you want me to do? I said, sir, I can't work here because I can't afford it. And he rejected me. So I had to report back to the NYSC office. So when I got there, I met the same guy that was in charge of me and other people, at the clinic. So I explained everything to him and he said, okay. He asked me to do some things and I did. I submitted the letter and he said he moved it to his boss. Now they had changed my local government to another local government that was quite affordable. In fact, that was where the University of Benin was. Like, it was a student area. When he posted me there, I actually just added that, please, can you post me to UPTH, please? And he told me that he can't really assure me. So then one of my friends came into Edo State during that period. She relocated from Sokoto and she was in Edo State. So she told me that she was going to be posted to UBTH, and I was like, oh God, it would be so nice for I and my friend to go to work together, all of that, live together. And plus UBTH gives accommodation and they pay way higher. Like, they pay higher than other places. So I was like, God, please let them post me to UPTH. God, please, please, please. If I've ever asked you for anything, let it be that my NYSC was successful and I got to a good place where I was able to know people. And God, please help me. UPTH, 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 UPTH. That was what I was saying in all of my prayers. My friend came out that morning and we were so excited because it was UPTH. So I was like, God, thank you for the first testimony. I can't wait for the second one. And guess what? Mine came out and it was not UBTH, it was Uniben. I was like, God, this university, no, no, no. So I was like pained. I called my mom and she told me, baby girl, stay where you were posted. That was all she told me. She was like, stay where you were posted. It's not so bad after all. And I was like, fine, I'll stay there. So I was posted to a department there, but before being posted, I told them I have some health issues, so please, you guys to consider that when posting me. They posted me to a department, and guess what? I don't want to outrightly say that department was hell, but guys, it was hell. The person that was in charge of us was everything that you would not pray to meet. Like, she kept us at work sometimes till like 6 p.m. and told us that we do not have, like, she told us that we had to stay. She made me come to work on Saturday. It was so hard because you don't get appreciated. She just makes us feel that 33,000 that we are paying, we need to work for it. We need to work for it. So that was her orientation, and she was just making things so hard. Like, I would cry from work back home because sometimes I get home by 7, 8, I will cry and I'll be asking God, why did you put me here? Like, why? Even if I call my dad after all the calls, talk to my dad and everything, he will tell me something like, you serve people and people will serve you, so make sure you serve people rightly. He would just advise me and all of that, but it was not easy. I promise you, it was not easy. This woman made life not too nice to me. It wasn't nice at all. So I was just in a mess. So I had to take the break. That was in December. It was like, come on Thursday, let me see if we have something. I will come on Thursday. She would tell me, oh, come on Friday again. I kept coming to work until almost Christmas time, and she was like, you can go. And can you imagine, this little woman called me on the 2nd of January when the new year is starting to enter. That hope I know I'm to resume work. And one thing is that once she tells you something like that and you don't do it, she's not going to sign your monthly clearance, which is something like you need to be able to get paid for that month. So this continued for quite some time, and I resumed January, and around February my husband was like coming to ask for my hand in marriage. I took some days off. I didn't even tell her, but we had a break, I think, so I just extended the break for like a day or two. I didn't remember how it went exactly. When I came back, I met War, because she even called my mom during the process. She called my mom. I didn't even know how. Okay, I was sick one day, so that's how she got my mom's number. So she called my mom and all of that. Well, during the whole process, around April, ASU, that's teaching staff, The school I was working was like a federal university. So when teaching staff went on strike, like the school was almost like shut down. So it was hard for us coming to work. We just come to work and do nothing all day. And I was like, is it that this woman is so happy seeing us like this? Because I didn't understand. We spend a lot of money because the buses do not move like that anymore within the school. And we're just managing. Guess what? Less than how many months non-teaching staff joined in the strike. And during that process, I could remember her telling us that core members, hey, you know, you're not among teaching or non-teaching staff. You have to be coming to work. To come and meet who? To come and meet Lizard? I don't understand. So we actually spoke to somebody that was hired, that was in charge of core members, and told us that we could go on this break because there's nothing we'll be doing in the school environment and that everywhere will be locked. So that started the 8-month strike. And if I was on strike for 8 months or 7 months, it means that I served for only 3 months. And it was during this month that I was able to do my traditional wedding, my civil wedding, and my church wedding. It was during this process, during this time, I was also able to process my relocation and everything. And I just imagined asking this woman for permission. She would give me 2 days for me to go and wed and come back because it was that bad. So now looking at the whole thing and how I was at home and the people that I felt were in UBTH that we were enjoying, we were going to work, and most of them were complaining. And I was like, God, is this how you used to work? So NYSC was more like I didn't camp, and 8 months out of the time I was supposed to work, I was on strike. And I'm not like saying I'm happy for the strike. Students, I'm actually sorry. I'm not happy for the strike, but it actually just rewarded me somehow. And then it opened my eyes to something, that God knows the end from the beginning. You only know your now and your yesterday, but God knows the end of something from the beginning. So sometimes your life is not going the way you think it should go. Just like the way I was telling God, I want UBTH. God, let this be the only thing. Imagine God granted that wish for me. I would have struggled getting married. Because I wouldn't have time. I might have to push everything. I would just have a lot of headache, and it would have just drained me. But God, looking at my life and looking at everything, He decided to fix me in a process where His will be done. So this is like, sometimes you want something to be done in a particular way in your life, but it's not going that way. In fact, you've prayed and you're asking God, why isn't it going this way? I mean, everybody's getting married. Everybody's getting a good job. Everybody's going out of the country. God, am I a kettle? Am I a kettle or am I a banana? Is it that I was born to be doing God when till I die? You have a lot of questions, but I want you to understand that God knows your end from your beginning. God knows how it's going to be for you. And what God is doing is that He's just trying all His possible best to align you. That's all God is doing. God is aligning you and trying to make your testimony prepared. He's cooking your testimony, and very soon it will be done. So guys, this is just, it's an encouragement for you to trust. Trust even when you do not know what's going on. Trust even when you feel your prayers are not answered. Trust because you put it in the hand of God already. Because I can remember how I was praying that time. Although I was praying for a particular thing to happen, but God was working on something else. So this is my testimony. But I'm expecting your testimony. But during this process that we are expecting your testimony, it is very important that you give into prayer and you trust God. Like, trust God, because God is actually working on your life. That's one thing I always tell everybody. God is working on your life, and do not take that word for granted. God is working on your life. You might be like, why is all these bad things happening? Just like then, I was saying, why did I have to look for a house by myself? Why was I posted to GRE? Why was I posted to this? Why didn't I just get UBTH like other people? Why didn't I just get where I will be paid and where I will get accommodation and everything? But God was in the business of aligning my life to just the best way for me. Whatever you're passing through, understand that God is in your picture. Just giving so much to praying, giving so much to trusting God, and at the end we are going to rejoice. So this is my testimony, and I hope it blesses you. Thank you for watching till this point. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and please turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified when I post a new video. Bye bye.